Harris County Attorney Christian Menefee has been busy with lawsuits against the state for a number of issues that he says is all in the interest of Harris County citizens. He recently announced that he's running for re-election, and we talked about the job challenges he's had so far.
Oh, it's been a much bumpier road than I ever could have imagined. I would have never thought that we'd have a governor, an attorney general, a state legislator who are directing all of their attention, all of their ire at Harris County government, passing any law that they can to try to undermine the leaders that are elected here locally. And as the lawyer for the county, you're right smack dab in the middle of that. So I would have never imagined that much conflict, but I think, you know, as a litigator, at times in conflict, that's where you thrive. So it's been quite the experience, been a roller coaster at some times, but I'm excited to run for another term to get back to work for the people of Harris County.
So as you're deciding from your office what to litigate and what not to litigate, what is that process like? How do you determine, okay, we're going to sue or we're going to go to court on this?
We probably litigate 1% of the things that come to our desk.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So I brought with me a team of folks from the private sector who practice at either large law firms or in corporations. And so these folks are extremely sophisticated. They know the work. And we sit down and we have a process and we talk through the case and we throw out all the good arguments, all the bad arguments, both in support and in opposition. And I think ultimately, we end up only filing the cases that we believe are very strong cases and are worth us using the taxpayer resources to pursue them.
So you said when it comes to your desk, how does that happen? Who, you know, if I'm Joe Harris County citizen, can I say, hey, look, I've been wrong, then I want you guys to, how does the process work to actually get to your desk?
It's different for every case, and the best example is an elderly woman told us a year and a half ago about how a title company had stolen her house out from under her through a fraudulent mortgage deed. Well, we went in, investigated the issue, and ended up suing that company for doing the exact same thing to underserved communities throughout the Houston area, right? So the process is different in every case. One day it may be a constituent reaching out to us. Another day it may be we watch Canberra's news program and we learn that a company's doing wrong by residents. Every single instance is different, but what's the same is the way that we methodically approach the issues and ensure that we're only bringing the best cases forward.
So when you grew up as a little boy, little Christian Menefee, what were you thinking you were going to do in life? Was there ever a point in time when you thought, I'm going to be out helping people? What was your thought when you were growing up?
I knew that I would serve. Both of my parents served in the armed forces. My father, 28 years and 11 months in the United States Coast Guard. And one thing that they taught me from a very early age was you have to fight to protect the democracy that you want. You can't be on the sidelines talking about it. You have to be in the game. So I knew that I would serve, but I was the first in my family to go to college, the first in my family to go to law school. Every single step in life was kind of a first, and so I didn't know ultimately where I would be. But as I was working in the private sector before I ran for this office, my heart was called back to service. So I would have never imagined that I would be, you know, serving 4.8 million people across Harris County. But I definitely knew that ultimately I wanted to serve people.
What do you tell people who think that your office and everything else about what goes on in government is too politicized these days? That it's depending on whether you're wearing red or blue or you're one side of the political aisle or another, it will affect whether or not you get satisfied in your claims of injustice.
I would tell them I completely agree, and I think that it's sad. There used to be a time where two people in the political arena could disagree on the issues and then afterwards have a drink and talk about how to best serve their constituents. But instead today, you see people attack each other on Twitter. You see people refuse to have meetings to best serve their constituents. I'm happy to meet with Governor Abbott, with Lieutenant Governor Patrick, with any member of the Texas legislature and talk to the issues. The important part about my job is I have clients throughout Harris County government who are both Democrats and Republicans, and my job is to help them achieve the goals that they want to achieve, politics aside. I think we could all take a step back and learn from the days of politics past when people worked together as opposed to trying to get 140 characters into a tweet to attack the other side. You
decided you're going to run for re-election. What's your pitch to the voters about why they should give you another shot at this?
My pitch to the voters is I am whatever Harris County residents need me to be at the time. When we are having log jams in Harris County government, it's my office that comes in and helps clear those log jams so that our government is working efficiently without all of the unnecessary red tape. When the state legislature is impeding on our voting rights here in Harris County, my office is the fighter that stands up on behalf of Harris County residents to protect them. When you have companies that are polluting in underserved neighborhoods, my office is the shield that comes in to protect those communities. We're prepared to step into any role that Harris County residents need us to step in, and that's residents, regardless of how they look, who they believe in, right, what their politics are. we're here to protect every single resident of Harris County government. So my pitch to the voters is that's what we've been doing, and you have my commitment that if reelected, that's what we'll continue doing for the next 4 years.
All right, Harris County Attorney Christian Menefee.